Oh good, Ethan, you're here. I thought you might be, as I can see all the copper wire has been stripped from the walls.
Su casa is mi casa, right?
Yes, of course. I want you to feel welcome here as one of our newest Quartermaines.
My last name is Lovett. I am not a Quartermaine. I'm not even a Spencer.
Please, let us not get bogged down in picayune details. You, Lucky and Lulu are every bit my grandchildren as much as Jason, Sky, Ned and Brenda. Everyone in Port Charles is either my child, my grandchild or my great-grandchild. Everyone, including anyone yet to be progenerated by my grandchild, Sonny Corinthos.
Edward, you have to stop. I know for a fact that Sonny Corinthos is no more related to you than I am.
Allow me to explain. Once upon a time, the Quartermaines were a proud and very exclusive family. Then, gradually, the interlopers came. Jimmy Lee, Emily, Justice, Keisha. God, how I resented them. But when we started dropping like flies, I came to realize that we would need to embrace every vulgar degenerate in town just to survive. Even, finally, your reprobate father.
I see. So does this mean I get a share of the inheritance? I mean, should you suddenly die?
Haha. Spoken like a true Quartermaine, greedy and bloodthirsty. Unfortunately for you, no. The money is all gone. Which is precisely what I wanted to discuss with you.
What? But you have billions. What happened?
It's been a rough economy. What with that commie pinko Obama and his socialist poppycock. Spread the wealth, my ass. But it was also my letting Tracy run ELQ. That was a doozy of a mistake.
But ELQ was extremely successful at. Come to think of it, what exactly did ELQ produce?
Well, my boy, we made our first billions by producing defective condoms.
How can you make money off of that?
Oh no, we didn't make a dime off it directly. Instead it created a huge clientele for our national chain of abortion clinics. But none of that matters now. Tracy has destroyed my empire.
So, what did she do?
She practically gave away our co-ownership of the Miami Heat basketball franchise.
To be fair, Edward, nobody knew which city LeBron James would choose to sign with.
She sold it 2 days after he signed. And when I questioned her on it, she told me she thought LeBron was the new Chrysler sedan.
That couldn't have bankrupted you.
The damn fool then took that pittance from the sale, and bought a hotel.
The Metro Court does well. Hotels can be profitable.
But not on Baltic Avenue. Everyone knows it's all about the railroads. Vanderbilt himself told me that.
Cornelius Vanderbilt? Edward, just how old are you?
How old do you think I am?
85? Maybe 90?
Close. I am 142 years young. Want to know my secret?
Meh. Sure. I have some time to kill.
Ethan, my boy. I am a vampire. You seem skeptical.
Well, you're no Robert Pattinson.
I have been a vampire since I first worked in the Harding administration. Actually, it was Warren himself who turned me.
So, you're saying that President Warren G. Harding was a vampire?
Oh my yes. Back then being a bloodsucker was all the rage. We were quite a gang really. Me, Warren, Henry Ford, Cornelius of course, and my erstwhile mistress, Margaret Sanger. She's the one who gave me the idea for the whole condom setup.
So, by bloodsucker, you really mean greedy imperialist?
You really have to stop watching MSNBC. But let us get back to this century. See, my boy, everything changed about 10 years ago, when Port Charles suddenly became overrun with vampires. Even Sam McCall's never-mentioned identical twin sister Livy was one. My daughter Lucy Coe got her vampire hunting license, but she could never track down the original, lead vampire. That was me.
I can't believe this. First I coincidentally meet the never-before-mentioned, identical twin of your granddaughter Emily, who double-crosses me for a freaking prince, whose own family once tried to freeze the world. Then some girl I barely know accuses me, not once, but twice of beating her. And her daddy turns out to be a crazy mob kingpin determined to whack me. There's been a terrorist biotoxin attack at the hospital, and a serial killer/famous artist freely roaming the streets undetected. And now I find out Port Charles is also a haven for vampires. This town is insane.
Tell me, Ethan, did you ever wonder why one of America's wealthiest families would live in this dismal little town in upstate New York? Did you think we just really love buffalo wings and hockey? No. I needed to be somewhere that had a major hospital and a ridiculously high mortality rate to provide me with a steady flow of nourishment. But, of course, I was discreet. I only feasted on those no one would miss. Brian Phillips, Nurse Nadine, Amy Vining, Winifred, Gail Baldwin, the Eckerts.
I don't even know who any of those people are.
My point exactly.
So where do I fit into all this?
The Quartermaines have been dwindling in number. We need fresh blood, so to speak. Ethan, I need you to join my secret coven.
Me? But why me? I'm a lover, not a biter.
Dear God, man. Look at those teeth. They're huge. Why do you think everyone calls you Sea Biscuit?
I fancied it pertained to another part of my anatomy. Fine, whatever. So what if I say no?
There's money to be made. Blood money.
No? Go on.
You see, my boy, as part of rebuilding my empire, I recently acquired a controlling interest in an international cartel of blood banks. As we increase our base of vampires, first here, then nationally, then abroad, the demand for blood will spike.
Kind of like Wall Street manipulating oil prices.
And as with crude oil, there is a finite amount of blood. We must be careful. We don't want to exhaust our supply of food, I mean, people. So, we are going green. I need you to get me the $10 million Luke stole from Tracy so that I can then bankroll a new synthetic blood substitute. We will corner the market, and make a killing.
Synthetic blood substitute? Oh, I get it. Like that movie, Daybreakers. Or that TV show, True Blood.
No. No. This is a wholly original idea and no one here has ever heard of HBO.
Well, I don't fancy much the prospect of drinking human blood and killing people. Well, maybe Christina and Alexis. On the other hand, I do like the idea of being filthy rich, and not just filthy. And if I'm going to do this vampire thing, I should do it while I'm young and good looking, and not all old and decrepit. Alright, I'll bite. But first, I have one request.
What is it?
I don't want to spend eternity alone. Can I turn Maya?
You want to spend eternity with Maya Angelou?
No, Maya Ward. Your actual great-granddaughter.
Oh. Sorry. Monica got to her already. But I can offer you Sky.
Blimey.